Going over to the political part podcast, you have Donald Trump signing an election integrity bill. You will finally need to show proof of citizenship when you vote, which anyone with a modicum of intelligence would say, oh yeah, shouldn't it have been like that for, decades? Yeah, it should have been, yeah, but no, in some shitties and states, yeah, you don't need to show any ID at all. Fascinating how Kamala Harris, what was it, 13 of the 15 states she won, all those states did not have a requirement to check voter ID. I'm sure that's just a coincidence. I'm sure this won't prevent Democrats from ever winning again. Now, this comes to us thanks to lives at TikTok, and she says, quote, Trump just signed a sweeping election integrity bill. 1. Requires proof of U.S. citizenship on voter registration forms. 2. Cut funding to states that do not secure elections. 3. Vigorously prosecute election crimes. 4. Take actions against states who count ballots received after election day in federal elections. Was this 4? Prosecute foreign interference in elections. This is 6 now. Revoke Biden's executive order that turned federal agencies into Democrat voter turnout centers. Anyone who's against election integrity means they want to cheat. There should also be a caveat, or maybe there should be a caveat in there that says it has to be counted a day of only. I'll never forget the ineptitudes and or corruption of California, where it takes them weeks upon weeks to count all the votes. Whereas you have countries like India that can count in a day. Spoiler alert, they have billions more than California. Yeah, if you're taking weeks or months to count votes, you're either corrupt or inept. Or, as Archer would say, little column A, little column B. Now, without too much further ado, here's Trump over here. Now, the reader's added context did say that, quote, this is an executive order, not a bill.
Sir, we have
which, again, also isn't good for the long term because, again, every 4 years you have a president of the United States or a new president of the United States, unless you get a re-election, and you can just flip those executive orders. So, again, this is great for the short term, but again, long term, these things do need to this does need to become a bill, and I hope it does, but again, good for the short term.
Lastly, sir, we have an executive order for your attention on the very important subject of election integrity. We believe that this executive order is the farthest reaching executive action taken in the history of the Republic to secure our elections. Among numerous other aspects of this executive order, this is going to cut down on illegal immigrants on the voter rolls, ensure that the Department of Homeland Security and the data that they have available is being fully weaponized to ensure that illegal immigrants aren't voting. This will include a citizenship question on the federal voting form for the first time. This executive order instructs the EAC to cut federal funding to states that don't take reasonable steps to secure their election. This calls on the Department of Justice to vigorously prosecute election crimes, particularly in states that we don't believe are in compliance with federal law around election integrity. I could go on and on for a while, sir, but compliance with national election day rules, cracking down and investigating and prosecuting foreign interference in our elections, revoking President Biden's Executive Order 14019, which essentially weaponized government to corrupt and pollute our election process. There's a lot in here, but we believe that these are very important steps that we need to be taking as an administration at your direction to ensure that our elections are as secure as they possibly can be.
Okay, you all understand that? Yes. Mm-hmm. Election fraud, you've heard the term. We'll end it, hopefully. At least this will go a long way toward ending it. There are other steps that we will be taking in the coming weeks, and we think we'll be able to end up getting fair elections. Perhaps some people think I shouldn't be complaining because we won in a landslide, but we got to straighten out our election. This country is so sick because of the election, the fake elections and the bad elections, and we're going to straighten it out one way or the other.
You can bet your bottom dollar California's going to fight like hell to not follow any of these rules or laws. Now, one of the first comments comes from Paul Zupa saying, quote, Democrats will never win an election again, getting 159 likes, which, I mean, it is fascinating how they win the states that don't have voter ID checks. That's where Democrats consistently win every single time. I'm sure that's a total coincidence. You also have Trump Tracker, a contrarian statement. Makes life a little bit more interesting. Actually, do I follow him? Not yet. Yeah, it's kind of funny, his description which is kind of redundant, is loud Boston guy, which, I mean, I don't know a lot about Boston. I know they like apples, Ben Affleck, Dunkin' Donuts, but yeah, he's also he's such a loser. Nothing says loser like or anti-American like common sense gun laws, which means they want to ban guns. Every time they say common sense, yeah, that's not what they really want. He says vote blue and fuck F the MAGA ats. Eat the rich. Yeah, let's follow this loser. Because again, echo chambers get a little bit boring, so I try to seek as much information possible and make it so it's not, a little bit more interesting. Now he says, quote, now what will MAGA cry about when they lose elections? I mean, again, funny enough, when MAGAs lose elections, they don't do? Cry, riot, burn down cities. That's what leftists do. But again, considering most MAGAs are constitutionalist and they like law and order, I would say they would probably be fine. As long as you win by the merit or lose by the merit, that's what we all want. So I don't think he got ratio. Oh, wow. This is why I like contrarian comments. He got more responses than anyone else. He got 144 responses. Now, one of the first person responding to him was Mr. Whaleman saying, quote, how will Democrats ever win if they can't cheat, getting 92 likes? David Shaw says, quote, not going to happen. And he shows the election map, or the presidential election map based by county, which is, all red except the cities. Hard to tell the difference. Let's see here. Emperor says, sit this one out, dude. Democrats went at 4 years about Russian interference, getting Trump elected in 2016, getting 30 likes, which, it turned out to be a hoax. So yeah, pretty much all the comments are, ratioing him. Going back to the main comments section, you also have Bowtie Queen Bee saying, quote, we already know which states will be affected. And it says, US map says sanctuary regions, states or countries with laws, regulations, or policies shielding criminals from ICE. And you have California, New Mexico, Colorado, Oregon, Washington. Is that North Dakota? Really? No. Weird. Okay. Illinois, New York, and a bunch of eastern places gained 98 likes. And Jakey says, if this was in place during the last election, and it's a red map of the United States, it has Republicans 538, Democrats 0. It got 142 likes. Let's make it 143. Salty Goat says Democrats are screwed and they know it, gained 260 likes. Not seeing too many contrarian statements besides the first guy. But yeah, it's I think they'll be Democrats will be in a lot of trouble. But we shall see. Let me know if you think this will have a huge impact on upcoming elections. I mean, shoot, let's sway the polls by as much as 50%, 60%, or maybe not at all. Not at all, maybe a single percentage point. Let me know your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make sure better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.